I took the knife, I pulled back the canvas, and I stabbed his neck. I cut open his belly to see his guts. Then, I cut off his head. I gave him a Glasgow smile. Sorry, that was morbid.
Enter Brian Cohey, a 19-year-old with a haunting past and a slew of mental health issues. Shockingly, during police interrogation, Cohey openly confessed to the brutal murder and decapitation of a homeless man, identified as 69-year-old Warren Barnes by the Mesa County Coroner's Office earlier that month.
I straddled on top of him like this.
Okay.
And he couldn't fight back.
What sends chills down your spine is Cohey's eerie calmness as he casually shared his lifelong fascination with death and morbidity, recounting the horrifying details of the crime.
Homeless guy, he's gonna be tough. But no, it was actually surprisingly easy. During the time I was growling and making animalistic noises.
The tranquility of a Colorado town was shattered on March 1st, 2021, when a bag containing human remains was discovered at a local residence. A concerned citizen's call led the authorities to find human remains inside a plastic bag. After extensive searches, human remains were unearthed at one of the addresses under investigation.
There's an arm, there's another arm. Right here's a leg.
Brian Cohey was connected to the searched location and swiftly taken into custody. Later revelations unveiled that Cohey heartlessly ended Barnes's life on February 27th.
And he said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Murder someone."
Throughout the interrogation, Brian displayed a perplexing mix of awareness about the crime and its consequences, coupled with an unsettling emotional response.
It's murder. I mean, I'm going to jail for 20, probably.
Brian divulged his diagnosis of high-functioning Asperger syndrome, ADHD, and major depressive disorder, offering some context, although it hardly justifies or entirely explains his alleged violent behavior.
High-functioning Asperger's. I have ADHD and major depressive disorder.
Brian's approach to the interrogation could be seen as a coping mechanism or a strategic defense.
What do we need to know about you that we haven't asked?
I was planning to go into the military.
Okay.
Planning to go into forensics or nursing, and eventually go into law enforcement.
By adopting a casual demeanor, he seemed to try and steer the conversation, deflecting the severity of the situation or perhaps manipulating perceptions of his mental state.
I hope I'm being cooperative.
Oh, you're doing great.
The officer quickly realized he was dealing with an exceptionally cunning individual.
And I keep a small 18-inch bat in there for self-defense and a large kitchen knife in the glove box, both for self-defense.
Allowing Brian to speak freely, the officer witnessed the killer's eerie pleasure in discussing his crime.
Destroyed his eyes by stabbing them in.
Okay.
And then I cut off his hands. I put those in plastic Ziploc bags. And then I left his body there.
The interrogation seemed to be proceeding smoothly, but what transpired next left the officer utterly speechless.
And then I took the head, put it in a leftover box. And then I took the hands, put them in the back, drove home, hid the hands and head in my room.
Some individuals commit heinous acts in a quest for attention, whether positive or negative. Brian's calm demeanor, laughter, and seemingly friendly behavior during the interrogation, given the gravity of his crime, hint at a disturbing emotional detachment from the situation. Brian's in-depth confession provided investigators with more information than they bargained for, painting a grim picture of his actions.
I was so excited, so rushed up on adrenaline every day. Like just, woo-hoo!
On February 27th, clad in a blue jumpsuit, mask and gloves, Brian meticulously chose his victim and committed a gruesome crime.
I murdered someone.
Okay, and how did you know he perished?
He let out a final gasp.
Okay.
He wasn't fighting later on. He was losing too much energy, blood loss.
Okay.
And he just finally gasped, and I needed to make sure peace of mind, so I decapitated him partially as for the hell of it.
He methodically described how he wiped away any traces linking him to the murder before transporting the victim's remains back to his house, concealing them in a closet.
Hid the hands and head in my room, cleaned the knife, threw away the garbage with the blood on it, put the blood wasn't stained, it had splatters on it. I put it in the washing machine.
What did you put in there?
I put the outfit I murdered him in.
Later, he returned to the crime scene, loaded more remains into his car's trunk, and disposed of them at a local boat ramp.
And I open the trunk, I take his body out, I put it in the water. I don't want fingerprints on a body, so I just try moving it with my shoes. That works successfully. He goes out some part in the river and floats off.
On March 1st, authorities received a call about potential human remains in Cohy's closet. Deputies confirmed the gruesome discovery upon arrival. Cohy promptly admitted to the murder, leading to the final chapter of this horrifying tale where he explains his motives.
For years, I was wondering what murder would feel like, because you read like Ted Bundy and the Zodiac, they all say murder is the best feeling in the world. So I'm like, I'm going to try that.
In summary, Brian Cohy's behavior and statements reveal a disturbing blend of narcissism, lack of empathy, a craving for control, and a profound disconnection from societal norms and emotions. Such a mix is often observed in individuals with severe antisocial tendencies or disorders. Ultimately, a jury found Brian Cohy guilty of first-degree murder. Although he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity during his trial, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Well, did you enjoy it or not enjoy it?
Did I enjoy it? I don't know. Sort of neutral to the whole thing.
Okay.